The Magna Carta. The Magna Carta. It was actually it turned out to be better than I expected, to be honest. It was actually it was a good album.
My opinion of it was, well, I just, okay, this is going to be difficult to explain. The point I think that Jay-Z is at right now in his career, he has gotten so big, just to the point where he really has nowhere else to go, and nothing really else new to do. And I'm noticing this specifically in the subject matter. He's not trying to make some sort of grand statement or whatnot when concerning, I don't know, different things. He touches on subjects such as wealth, family, religion, but it's all kind of just blase. Never mind, ignore that. Not blase, just more like, wrong use of word. It's kind of just not that interesting, kind of bland. Why did I say blase? I should have said bland. But anyway, the point is, it's just very, very, I don't know, not that new and whatnot, but I'll get more onto that later. But
Well, I thought the first song was pretty dope, but the whole album was tight, but it had its flaws. Jay-Z didn't really break through like I expected him to, but he still went ham on the beat. The beats were sick, but just not like how they used to be. But I'll explain more on this as we get back to my little nigga Rio.
Uh, yeah. Now it's time to share my point of view. Jay Z, he did a good job on this album. It wasn't just something that, he sort of just put together out of nowhere. It was actually a pretty good album. I liked it. The production was good. His lyrics, they were good, but it depends on what he's talking about. The type of stuff he was talking about, it didn't really go together because he was how do I say this? He was everywhere with his lyrics. One sentence he's talking about,
is that a good thing?
it can be at some points, but the way he did it wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be. Like in one sentence he would just be like, I'm chilling with my girl B. Oh, we so wealthy or something like that. And the next sentence he'll just be like, man, I got all this money and I'm so big. And to be honest, I just don't really like rappers that brag a lot, and he was doing that in the Magna Carta album. And yeah, that's my take.
Okay, like I said, I'm going to back up what Mr. Rio said in terms of, I don't know, me not enjoying rappers bragging about themselves. I don't think that necessarily Jay-Z made that his main point on this album, to do that all the time. He touched other subjects, but I did hear a bit of that, and I wasn't very impressed by that. Another thing I was thinking about, you guys made these comments about the beats. I enjoyed the beats, and I thought they were pretty cool. They were smooth and slick, and they were nice sounding, but it's like, the beats to me were kind of not, they were kind of, okay, maybe they made the album a little bit better than his lyrics, which were kind of, as you said, Rio, all over the place. But at the same time, though, they were kind of bland in general. They kind of remind me of a lot of modern-day hip-hop cliches. They don't embody them to the point where someone younger like Drake or Wiz Khalifa, who just do a bunch of cliche shit because that's what's in
Oh,
right
I'm
now.
smoking weed. I'm high on an airplane. Oh, I'm drinking champagne. I'm popping bottles in the club. That's just every generic rap style now.
Yeah, and it's just, he's not quite at that level. He still sounds different. You have to remember he's a veteran, so he has a bit more training in creating a lasting product that won't just be dated after a few years. But at the same time, though, I feel like he's beginning to follow those cliches to an extent. But at the same time, though, I mean, like I said, it was kind of a the album's cover, which portrays, I don't know, these two statues covered up like in his name. I don't know if his name is embroidered in white or black or whatever on the cover, and then there's this black stripe going through it or whatever. I'm sorry, I just looked at the album. It's black. His letters are in black, but the cover to me is a pretty good representation of what this album sounds like. Pretty dull and gray. Damn it, that's not what I meant to say. It's not that bad. I'm not saying it's bad at all. I actually really liked it, but the key word in that statement was like, not loved.
Didn't love it. Not loved.
It was, like I said, my favorite songs on the album were probably Oceans, and 2 tracks after that. I forget the name of that track, but I love that track too. I genuinely can say I love those 2 songs. But the reason I love Oceans particularly wasn't because of Jay-Z, because of Frank Ocean. And when it's your album...
Oceans, ha ha ha, wordplay.
When it is your album and the guest is up showing you on a song, you know something's wrong. This is my problem with Derek and the Dominoes and Layla, and other sort of love songs. It's a classic rock album. I'll talk about that later. In a different review. But at the same time, though, it's like when you have your damn guest up showing you an album, that says you are doing something wrong. But I'll give this back to Rio and let him make his point.
I think it's Daryl's turn.
Pineapples. Well, Jay-Z, I think is kind of selling out to his from his original ways. The old dope, real life stuff. One time he was bragging on his fame, on his money, and then in another song he's talking about struggling for diapers. This nigga ain't struggling for shit. Well, first of all, and I did not like how ever since he got married to Beyonce, she's been on like every one of his albums. It's just like,
yes.
We get it.
Yes.
You love the chick.
He
you love the chick. Right. But it's just like, bro, shut up. We know you guys got married. Y'all had a baby. Named him a dumbass name. But, I think...
Realest YouTube... Yes, realest YouTube reviews ever. We keep it real. 100%.
Yes. Well, back to that first song, though. Justin Timberlake outshined Jay-Z in that first song.
Once again.
In that first song. And most of the other songs, I think he put most of these big artists out there now just to get more attention to go to the album.
Then again, you have to think about this. And if the artist is younger, such as Frank Ocean, I'm not talking about people like Justin Timberlake who already have their name out there. They've been big for nearly a decade. He's gaining them more exposure. It's like the jazz bands, leaders such as, I'm using Art Blakey as an example. He was the drummer. He put everybody else in his band and put them at the forefront in order to give them more notoriety and them more attention. So I see him doing that with with younger artists such as Frank Ocean. I can't think of many others right now. Justin Timberlake's really famous already. So is Frank Ocean, but we both know he wasn't famous 5 years ago.
Miguel.
Yeah, he wasn't famous 5 years ago. But the point is, I think that may have been the reason why he did that. But in terms of the other big guests, such as Beyonce, favoring her, she's his fucking wife. Justin Timberlake, he's hot right now. He's been hot for many, many years, and he just had a big comeback with Suit and Tie, whatever the hell that album is called. But the point is, I think he's just setting the stage for younger people. Not in general, because there weren't that many younger guests. In fact, the only younger guest I can think of really on the album off the top of my head at the moment was Rick Ross. Rick Ross too. Don't get me wrong, Rick Ross is older. He's older, but we all know he wasn't very big. Let's say 6 years ago. Within the last 6 years.
And another thing that I really did not like about the album was those 55-minute or 55-second songs on the whole album. It was just like, it was sort of like he was just too lazy to put like a real song together. Well,
the thing about that is, and like I said, I listen to all types of music. I know we all do, but I'm thinking about in terms of rock albums and whatnot, and alternative rock albums. those little interludes, and there are tons of those on other hip hop albums. But I mean, like,
Yeah, but they're actually like, and I'm not saying that his weren't good, but those were actually ones that you could actually remember.
like the stuff on
'Cause
Good Kid, Mad City,
Yes, his
and
55
Notorious. And Ready to Die.
and his 55 seconds of the one of his songs in the Magna Carta. I can't even remember the name or the melody or the rhythm or the words, the lyrics that he was saying. That's how not unrememberable
Most of them
because
were
that's not a word.
instrumental,
But yeah,
though, or had some other artist.
but
doing something.
it wasn't memorable like some of the other ones were.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I did not understand the concept of the album. I mean,
you have a great point right there. Neither did I. What was the album about?
what was the concept of it? I mean,
What was the what was it about?
talking about heaven and hell, poor, of course, bragging like we already said.
Of course,
a couple
bragging.
times.
Oh, I'm rich,
Um,
and then I'm struggling for diapers. Struggle life. You know what I'm saying?
And what was that one song called? Flaw? F-A-W?
It was
Fuck you something, I don't know.
It was
FUWTS or something, I don't know.
Something like that.
It was some stupid shit.
after
That's the
Otis.
point. It was some stupid shit. Fucking Jay-Z, I know you better than that. But
We all knew you was better than that, Jay.
but, I mean, you got big titties on your album, nigga. Rick Ross, nigga. Nah. I mean, even in that song, he outshone on your ass, and he's shitty. I mean, Jay-Z, you need to break out of the shell that you in right now, cause I want to get back to the old days when you talking that real good life shit,
Like
nigga.
stuff on Reasonable Doubt or the original
Yes!
Blueprint.
Reasonable Doubt was a very good album.
And the original Blueprint.
Yeah, and the
Fuck-
original Blueprint.
Fuck the Blueprint too. Like,
And 3, nigga. The 3, I didn't like the 3.
I liked the
I ain't like
third one.
Blueprint.
I liked the third one. I kind of had the same feeling about the third one that I do about this album.
I have the same